Oh wow, perfect timing. Hello everyone. I am live. Am I alive? Yeah, I think so. Alright, let me go on ahead and finish stuff on my end and then we'll start. Oh, my muscle memory for copying pasting is getting overwritten to the keyboard commands on Mac. Because I keep on wanting to hit Command C instead of Control C when I'm on my laptop. Alright, well, that is taken care of. I'll deal with that later. Chat right there. Just checking on something. Nightbot, are you awake? You are awake. Wow, impressive. I'm gonna refresh the chat widget. Okay. Alright. I believe everything is set. We're going to be resuming the MSQ today. But before that... The numbers really help. I appreciate it if you do subscribe. Even though it may not pop up on the alert box. It's just something about YouTube. Sometimes it'll show when someone subscribes and sometimes it won't. I don't like it. YouTube prioritizes pre-recorded videos and now shorts over live streams, so yeah. One of the reasons I'm going back to Twitch for streaming at the start of next year. Alright, so we are now back. Ooh, nice. We get a weapon this time.
Throat! Gods, it's good to see you. I hope you being here means you've had your fill of rest.
Yeah, you could say that.
Not so much as for,
I don't want to make her worry.
Oh, you've certainly earned it. Not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pearl. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean Alliance throughout, though. They say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimlet Dark and that the Empire showed no sign of movement. Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, could you tell me more about your time in the First?
Why, certainly.
Oh, great. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask Philamen to join us. She'll want to know what happened up in Philly, and I think it's best she hears from you. We'll meet you at the turrets on the House of Splendors.
Okay. One of my favorite Scions and the mother of the former leader of the Scions. What do I owe this stroke of good fortune to? Hey, I can just fly up there. Whee! Hello.
Throat, my, it's been too long. Tatara did mention I would be joining you, did she not?
She actually did.
Thank you. Words cannot well express how I've longed to know more of the first. This world Nymphilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tatara should be arriving shortly.
Oh no, it's not one of those cutscenes. Okay.
And so Nymphilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next oracle. This girl who Thancred named Reen? To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Throat, might I ask a favor of you when you next return to the First? To tell Reen what I cannot. To tell her thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end.
Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Oh, it's you. Cool.
Real, I hope you're here to tell me you've received word from my helper.
I wish. Nah, I've not had a peep out of him. And it's been a good long while now. Too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can get a signal to him from closer up.
But what if they catch you? There must be another way.
Well, it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I should have no trouble picking me way through the gimlet now that the fighting's died down. Gods know there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling me thumbs. Any road, just thought I'd let you know. No, I'd best be. Ah, nearly forgot. Carl's at the stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She was getting ready to examine them again when I left.
We'd best head back then. I'm sure it's important. Needn't worry about me. Go and see what Krile has to say.
Okay. Whee! Oh, that was kind of disappointing.
It seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad.
You're here. Good.
There we go. Hi, Krile.
So, how are they? Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
Well, that's foreboding.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them? I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Basically the order they were sent to the First.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
That's what I said.
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good.
Well, I've got a couple of
Mercifully,
ideas.
the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured, Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
No rest for the righteous, eh?
I realize you've only just returned from saving 2 worlds, but time is not on our side.
Oh, believe me, I know.
But where's he even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yeah, I did. He was a jerk for
Raha
trying to
always
do
was
that.
A reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I, for one, am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation.
Please don't start a sentence like that ever again.
We,
I still get
meanwhile, will do
get
what we can from
flashbacks.
here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
You got it. But please don't start a sentence with "pray return to" again. I still get chills whenever I hear that. Alright, let's head back. So my plan for the main scenario streams until I get to the Endwalker content is to try to knock out 1 patch's worth of MSQ per stream. So hopefully that means I can finish up the rest of the Shadowbringers MSQ in 5 streams total. But no, but I have a feeling it's probably going to take a little bit longer than that. Maybe 6 streams or 7. I'm really hoping I get all the Shadowbringers stuff done before the end of the year, because I don't want to have to split up my Final Fantasy, my Shadowbringers streams between YouTube and Twitch. Ah, Throat, you are returned. I hope your time in the Source was suitably restful. But of course it wasn't. Go on.
Yeah, there's a bad thing going on about their, souls.
The corporeal ether shows signs of instability. By the gods, the possibility never even occurred to me. If you have returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you will be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy that we have the likes of Mistress Kryl and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told.
It's been a while. How you guys doing? You're not feeling faint, are you? Ah, Ryanje. Where's your boyfriend?
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
Wait, wait, you wanted me to do talking? Oh, fine.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state.
Yeah, you still haven't apologized enough for that.
I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Oh! What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
What did you just...
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Otherwise known as main character syndrome.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on his part, and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend.
It would also imply some
Yet
very,
were we to
very
lure our souls
adult
within an
stuff.
object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves.
Oh, you're talking about the
It was
lake, not the...
forsaken in
Okay,
the wake
carry
of the
on.
flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Well, what are we waiting for? Well, I'm taking that. Don't really give a damn about the food. Hey, a new weapon! I wonder who I'm gonna get it for. Well, definitely not my ninja. It's probably gonna be the red mage. Yeah, red mage is, the most imperative one. It's gonna be high quality, I think. Oh, no! Okay, well, that works. Let me see what this looks like. Please put my gear back on, thank you. Oh, it doesn't glow. Oh! Die preview. Hold on a second. Yeah, not bad. I might actually go on ahead and use this for the red mage glam. Instead of continuing to use this one. The stained earth. Alright, cool. Well, I'm gonna go on ahead and dye it. Everything in red. Hold on a second. That's from Dalamud Red. That's for something else. Yeah, it looks like Rupee Red is gonna be the one. There we are. Okay, cool. A grand adventure! The Grand Cosmos, that is the place we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it best I devote mine energies to the creation of white orsite. By thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numo consent to lend us the aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. Then I would ask the rest of you to meet me at the Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. Ah, so we are to be combat ready. Okay, well, you get to it, Oriange, and tell your husband I said hi. Alright, so I'm thinking... Oh, wow, Red Mage is now at 481. Cool. Oh, wow, we're supposed to be there. Alright, well... probably gonna go into this one as ninja so that I can get a little more practice in with the job. We are coming up to our first post-game, to our first post-release MSQ dungeon. There's an area on this map called Weed.
As I told you before...
Hold on.
As I told you before, I'd scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host familiars, and I expect our reception today to be no different. And so I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to take petition for assistance? You can honestly think can't honestly think barging in looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the XIV may have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge. And there's little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience.
I'm ready to kick some butt.
Weapons drawn it is, then. Though I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this.
Up for a little bloodshed?
Do I? Well, I will not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. Both seem to be in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when Throde is around.
I really have that effect on people.
What exactly are you implying? He averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume him has been extinguished. It is only natural that we be pleased to see him. Yes, well, you will have plenty of time to celebrate his good health after we've finished here. Of course, then let us proceed to the palace.
The Grand Cosmos. Alright, I could have sworn that, Lena was gonna be one of the members for duty support as well, but I guess I remembered wrong. Yeah, it's just these four. Alright, so who am I taking with me? Well...
Very well.
I guess you're up and you're up, since I'm not going to be using my warrior for tanking anything, so these two are a shoo-in no matter what, but who am I else am I taking? I guess I'll play babysitter. Let's go. Ah, hello. So we're greeted with them immediately. Alright, well, let's go. Oh, well. Off to a fine start then. Oh, let's give them all what for. Oh god. Oops. I hit a button too many times. Oh, good. We're facing... Oh! Demonic weaponry, not just, possessed weaponry. So much fire coming from me. Perfect. Oh, forget that then. Oh god, that's gonna hurt.
Yay! I got hurt.
that one. Trying to get the combination to use the Shuriken Flurry. Oh god. Alpha no? Okay. Oh god, okay.
Let's give them a show!
Every time.
I'm with you.
Alright. Well, they've gone further in, so let's continue trying to convince them. Ooh, more treasure. Oh god. Oh, they're sending floating pigs at us. Good. See. All right.
So be it.
not that one. I think I have to hit a 2 last. Chi last. Good, these are nature bombs. They will self-destruct on you. Okay. Alright, hold on a second. Let me check my skills. Tenjin or Chi-Jin? Okay. Or Chi-Jin. Okay, so it's 3. There it is. That's what I was trying to do. I'm so glad you can move during that now. Oh good, more porksies! Oh god, okay. Oh, it's so sad to see one of these things dead. Oh. Hello. You look, alluring. Alright, you stay there.
Protect me!
Nope, did the wrong thing. see.
Oh god!
Yay! Other boss down. Let's keep going. Pelt of Scalding. Hold on a second. Ooh. That looks kind of neat. Sucks I can't change the color of it. Oh well. Also, it's worse than what I have on right now. See if I can pull any of the others up ahead. Nah, they'll be fine. Alright, bring them back this way. There we are. There we go. I didn't realize I was almost dead. Well, that sucked. Hit things in the wrong order. Gotta love it when there's apparitions about. I am reminded of the Heaven's Word when I see these four. Who calls their family's name Mothbert? Oh, okay. Are. Oh, hello. I love that Alice is still continuing to tease him about his fear of ghosts.
You have sullied these halls long enough. Come, Lugus, our guests yet want for company.
Oh god, it's a fire! Ah. I see. Well then. Let's go on ahead and put this thing out. I've got water. I can put it out. Oh, didn't mean to do that one. Okay. Alright, that was a lot more intense than I thought. Oh god, I'm burning. I'm burning. I'm burning. I'm burning. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Okay. Looks like we're going to be running out of stuff to use to put our flame out soon. So we're kind of on a soft timer. Do that. Oh hey, we got new stuff to burn. Oh! Well...
Time to redeem myself.
Go for it, go for it, go for it! Oh, that's the first time I've seen Alpha Note die in one of these things. Oh, I'm last again. Okay. There we go.
There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater.
Not making that mistake again. Going after me last again. Yay! I did it.
Yay! I can be happy again until Endwalker.
Tights of casting. Oh boy, what do these look like? You know, if I wasn't going for all red, this would actually be good for one of my other, it'd actually be good for my casting job.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Ah, hello.
Well, you're up.
Emet-Selch, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Shake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you? How dare you speak thus in my presence? It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Wow, Alphino, really?
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
Well, we would never misuse it.
You wish only to save your friends? Nothing more? Do you swear it?
Aye, I swear it.
No. No.
Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
What would proper payment be for a Numo? Oh, whatever.
There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with beg luck. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel. Yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Oriange shared his knowledge of the Numo with us. Had he not, beg luck wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury.
Yay! Now we can go in there with trusts.
We mustn't dally here any longer, Throat. If beg luck is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present.
Right, let's go. I'm close enough to the Crystarium then that I don't feel the need to teleport. Okay. Probably could have just gone up and over completely. Whatever. Chi 10 or Jin 10? Jin. Okay. And this ends with gin, but it's only 2. Death Frog medium. Okay. I have a feeling this is going to be getting a lot more complicated in the next 10 levels. And then even more complicated after that. Wait, what the hell? What's this quest? Oh, I think I know which dungeon that goes to. Into the ocular. Hello, we are here.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own.
Because I'm the main
Your
character.
soul is the densest of them all.
Just like my mind.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
I mean, you guys speak for yourself. I'm perfectly fine. I can come and go as I please. But on the subject of you guys, I'll try to make sure you guys don't disappear into non-existence.
You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? White Oracite, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within the Oracite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim.
Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail?
In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home.
Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the end of Journey's head, corrupted by the Sin Eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light.
Corrupted? Stagnant? Why'd they see these unfortunate individuals?
Why? Do you think you might be able to help them?
I might, or I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I've seen their condition firsthand.
Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering.
It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion.
Well, I see no need for us all to accompany you. While you escort our guest to the inn, I will assist Oriange in creating the requisite Oracite. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Beg Luck as necessary? Let us make for our meringue, then.
Away we go!
Okay, you two have fun making white crystals. Wait, I can just warp there. Map. Let's go. Ah, hi. I'll leave you to it.
So, this is Holric, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously toward the light, toward stasis.
What do you suppose will happen to him?
Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a Sin Eater.
You don't know that. We've defeated the Wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Holric was completely unresponsive before, but now...
Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients.
What sort of treatment?
In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vobert for their far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never to make it, but for their sakes I will break that oath. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief.
Well, show us the stuff that we need to get, and, oh, well, you've already made it. Oh, never mind then. Alright, let's see what you guys, do with it. Totten stares blankly at you, but seems the tonic has had no effect. He's probably too far gone. What about you? What is this? Warmth I feel in my chest. If I may. A poof. I feel warm. And my legs, they don't feel as heavy. Huh. Varying degrees of effect. Well, mixed results, and I'm guessing it depends on how far gone they are. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The more severely affected show no response. As I feared then, 'tis true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in later states of corruption, like Ulrich, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There's a chance he may one day recover, but of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. Fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he had never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we could find a way to hasten the recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible in that treating them, we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. Well, show us what it is. I suspect the Crystal XIV has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the royal court of Vobert, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge only brought suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. And now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do. A comforting thought indeed. But let us return to the task at hand. Finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it could be done? Were the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility, but now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail a conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done, if that's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and the finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help with the patients, fine. Alphino, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean...
Pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us.
Oh... Fine. We'll pay a visit to Ilmeg, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there.
I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone that befriended the Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the new Moe of Pliny. They will be able to supply you with water suitable for our needs.
Right, let's get this over with, shall we?
It still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it?
Alright, finest clay imaginable. Probably not going to be able to find that in a desert.
Clay from Amarang would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us?
I could ask the miners at Twine.
Ah, yes, they will be able to point you in the right direction, I'm sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there's aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here.
Okay. I will be about it then. To get you the finest of the clays. I could have teleported, but yeah, I'm close enough. Oi, might you be able to help me with some clay guys? Truly was no trouble, but the talus would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that Chai knows. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant talus to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, jerk, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. Something tells me Throat didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend?
Just find us clay that you can muster.
I see, and this familiar requires clay from Amarang. Well, look no further. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it's us. Saying that isn't exactly a commodity nowadays. There must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from the Mount Buren mines to make abode bricks. Place swarm coyotes now. If you're after good stuff, you could do worse than look there. Okay, well, I'm off to get some clay. If you don't mind. There's one. I might want to take flight just so I don't have to get into any unintentional encounters. Alright. Ah. There's another one. Alright, where's the third? Not there. Oh, now it's sunlight. I've probably skipped over it a few times. Yep, that's what I thought. Wow, okay. I guess they were all around this pillar. Oh, hi. Alright, well. There we go. All sorted out. Jeez, look at all that.
The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no.
I have the clay. Here is the clay. It should be pristine.
Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and water and then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of setting upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Begluck, I have a question. In the event that we had need of the spell when you weren't around, would it be possible for me to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Hallrick and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a chance the spell could do it, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, drastically increase the magic's effect, and you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvrant more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Throat?
Very few, but if all should go awry, okay. She's the best woman for the job.
I'll give it my all for Hallrick, for Tisleen. Then we all have a mind of the matter. Alice, they should be the one to conjure the familiar.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean.
There we go.
There we are. How's that?
All right, cool.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Reminds me of a Picasso painting.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
I mean, I can smack him upside the head later if you want me to, if you won't.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Yay! It's a flying pig.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Mother, I...
Wow, I dare say that's the biggest reaction we've gotten from him.
How is he, Big Look? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I wasn't so exhausted.
so close now, Ulrich.
As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the Invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is to induce stagnation, thus enabling the safe transport of the back to the source via aura sight. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Begluk said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of the most tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases, or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment.
Gabu.
Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Ulrich's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected ether instead of light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him. Right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? I see. His conditions does sound similar, yet there's much more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here, work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time on idleness, and if it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo to continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Begluk and see if you can't make some headway with their newly posited theories. Wow. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium, then. Finally, I found you!
What?
Oh! Hello. Kaisha, what are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai's beside herself, sighing, pacing, the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? You must be urgent. I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on then, it's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Begluk.
There's trouble at Yulmore, I guess. Well, looks like we're heading over and seeing if we can help them get their government in order, I think.
Lady Chai's up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh?
Alright, you guys go on ahead. I'll be there in a jiffy.
Something?
Thought I saw something. Oh, anyway.
Well, not here seems to be out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress.
Ah, there she is. Hello, Dulia Chai. Good to see you.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well, no one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
Girl, he did. Nah, I don't know, but whatever it is, he won't have fled. Girl, he just fled.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
She is such a good character. Alright, well, let's see where he's gone off to.
It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on.
Alright. Gotta go to 3 different locations. Hey, Moen. Rowena, I mean Moen, have you seen him?
Master Mr. Chai, yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about Yulnor's neglect of industry, you see. For Lord Valthree is apparently inexhaustible stores of meal and no great need for money. It's little wonder our businesses were all forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after.
Oh, okay. Well, let's, head down a floor. Ah. Well, let's go to the Glory Gate then. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When I last saw him, he seemed to be ready to collapse from his exhaustion. I insisted that he rest and catch his breath, and we talked a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points, many of our men still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Valthree, and finding General Rajid in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts in Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Colusia as well. And I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. Yeah, he headed outside, as I recall. Alright. Oh, gotta warp again. Boop. Right here. There's a... What do you go to? Oh, okay. You go to the other post-game dungeon.
Oh, yes, I recall a man fitting that description. He asked to speak with poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Like a food, mess, and clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. Folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself, something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed out at the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gate Town when I last saw him.
Well, let's go on ahead and go after him and see if everything's alright. Oh, let me squeak. There we go.
Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts?
Yeah, he talked with some people, and, I guess he was taking notes, and then they said that he was headed to Gate Town.
Apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive.
Sounds like it's got big plans for the place. Yulmore, I mean, not the Bee.
Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city?
I just said Gate Town.
All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Yulmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical, then, that having assaulted with those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Throat, if you go and make inquiries and write, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gate Town I leave to you, Kaisha.
Fair enough. Where should we meet when we've finished?
Well, Top Rung would seem to be his most likely next destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. But if not, we will be well situated to continue our search.
I think he might be trying to recruit an assistant or something? well, Gate Town is Kai Shur's turf. I guess I'm gonna be helping over and right. And we'll be up there when the quest is over.
No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Emet-Selch gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Rot and Yulmore, or rather the lack of them. We lost a great many people to the promises of meal and the chance of a lavish life among the free, and Valkyrie thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the Sin Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. While Valkyrie's gone now, we're curious to see what will become of Yulmore in his absence. And that's what I told your friend, Chai Nuz, was it? I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, but he left soon after, and that was that. Alright, cool. Well, let's head up to the top rung then. I don't think I'm gonna bother trying to fly all the way up there. I'll just take the quick warp. I don't think I have very many quests left in this quest line. So I think I'll let all of it play out before I end things off. I think the last quest turn-in for this batch is at the Crystarium. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? I see. Kai Shur and I gleaned much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Kalusha, the only likely place he has left to go being of Amity. Come, if we're quick, we may yet catch up with him.
That thing is still up there. Interesting. Where there? Aha! Found you!
Hello!
Throat, Alphino, Kaisha, what are you doing here? Might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai's been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word and bade us return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. Though I suppose she could have overlooked it, and when she gets an idea into her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we're here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you had been elected mayor, and from what we gathered from the nearby villages, you had been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Kalusha. That much is true, but I'm by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our meta challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, I would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see, and you believe said resources can be found here. Indeed. The people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is in itself proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing.
We believe in you, Master Chai!
I
I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I've ever wanted was to make it into Yulmore. But that dream's gone now, burst like a bubble. Or a boil, more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphino, I haven't a clue what to do with myself. Spent most of the days in a blaze, but you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you could do it. You got this lot up Mount Gould, didn't you? How hard could marrying be? You're going to steer Yulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help. Properly help. Do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way, if you let me come with you, that is.
You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together.
Thank you. Thank you, Master Chai.
But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here. Find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive.
Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity?
Rendon is his name, and yes, he is, or was.
I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time would be better spent elsewhere.
He served as chief advisor to Valthry's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was the left, and between them they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him.
His shirt is very itchy right now. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here at Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand.
Yes, I suppose this makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal then. As I recall, you made a rather favorable impression on them. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us.
Whoop. Greetings, friend, and to you too, Master Chai. I presume you're here to ask after Rendon. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange.
Yes, well, with all three gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope that we could build a better Yulmore together, and that is still my wish. But given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help.
Why not, Master Chai? I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Valthry's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon could be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Yulmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes and the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him Yulmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change? I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. You plan to go speak with him. I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions.
Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe.
Oh. Looks like his resolve is starting to get more steeled. Alright, to Pit 8 it is. Where could he be? Well, he is right here. Ah! Oh, I see. I guess this is like a grave of some kind. Oh, he looks the part. Huh. His coat kind of reminds me of the one I'm wearing for Sage. Hold on a minute. Wow, it's almost exactly the same.
Well, well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Forthry's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Forthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Forthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Forthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Forthry. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Alright, well, we're starting to get on his good side. Right, then. Is there a peculiar issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Yes, meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer and I will consider offering you my counsel. Well, what do you have in mind? A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another, that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My. Think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes. It began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago after speaking with the peoples of Yulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chinos. I have. Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, Rendon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos? But Daedalus Stoneworks closed the doors years ago. Without a ready supply of the necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that the Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Well, looks like I'm getting put on stone finding duty, I think. Rendon is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have, which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned Talos which wander the wilds of Fallujah. What? They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. Okay. He's got I guess that lit a fire under his bum. Yeah, there's plenty of Talos everywhere. And they don't seem too keen on being buddy-buddy with people with things that, breathe oxygen. So, I guess we have to do some convincing. Aha! The old memory hasn't let me down.
This chest contains canisters filled with a dastardly potent insulating powder capable of halting the flow of ether in a Talos. We only need to get within throw distance of one and let fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's still 100 of the other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. That's as may be, Kaisha, but Rendon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Alright, brother. Here. Alright, but if there's any trouble, we call it off. Yes, well, it should go without saying I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is as Kaisha says, these lands are dangerous if one is not careful. I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of work. I will also need you to alert me when it's safe to subdue the Talos, understood? Alright, you can count on me. Then let's be off to the quick way, through the north gate, and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. I see. Well, let's go on ahead and, oh, I have to... Okay, I have to click on him.
What was that? Oh, whatever, I'm gonna look this way. Night.
I did it! I did it! Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Uh-huh. Oops! Oops. Did it at the wrong time. Let's try again. Oh, I gotta do it from the beginning. Wow. Okay. Okay, good. Alright, I had to wait a little bit longer. Whee! And nighty-night. I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. You may leave the next one to me, Throat.
I feel sleepy.
Ha! That should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed.
Yay! We did it! Woo!
Ow. Banged my elbow on my desk.
Hi! We suddenly like people again!
I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Yulmore's food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yulmore. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Yulmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Yulmore's leadership is at last in capable hands, would you not agree?
We should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai. After you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Shai is worried sick.
Alright, show me which cog to modify, and I'll get this one back up and running.
Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmore.
You know, I think the people might be a little worried if they just see a bunch of Talos marching toward them.
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard! Stay back! All of you! Is that...
Hello!
You're back!
But of course I'm back. You didn't see...
Dearest, I can't...
Oh.
Oh dear.
Alright, let's mend that spine again.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Oh no, not again.
Dearest, please.
That was great. You okay, Chuck? I'm fine. I just need a moment. That was quite a reception. One Master Chai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word has spread around Yulmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can make his inaugural address. Please don't snap his spine again, Julia Chai. We won't be here again to heal him. No need to fret, Throat. I have never felt better. And not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yulmore. As for where to do it, if we were to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they're to assemble there and meet with the new mayor. You there, Kaisha, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gatetown and the derelicts? Of course I will.
Good lad.
Oh, good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Valthry's chambers. It goes without saying that I might expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming he's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? Dolmen at the Crown Lift will show you up. I guess I'm a guest of honor. Yay. It's not the first time. So I should anticipate about 2.5 hours per MSQ stream. Got it. Oh, it's this way. Okay. Alright, Chad, and let me off, please.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthree's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthree. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Forthree must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength for Yulmore!
Yay!
That went very well. need to get back.
That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance.
I stirred them to action, I hope. If I've learned anything from all this, it is that change begins with the individual. But 'tis matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Yamorns can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to her heroism into the very stone upon which the city stands. We appreciate the sentiment, but I don't think that's going to be necessary.
I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat?
We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It's too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor.
Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Yes, of course. You're, Hathen Bet? Aye, that's me. I liked your speech, but there's folk outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who were counting their crumbs. If you have a plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Throat. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Yulmor's future was secured, but it's clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence that they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. Yes, indeed. Let us head back to the Crystarium. So often I was leaving too, Izzy. Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends, in paradise. That paradise is gone, but something better's taken its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Yulmor for the people Master Chai's been going on about ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. And my friends will find a better way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before. And one I'm happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit, just a matter of taking the first step. Hey, it's the last quest. Truly, to see Kaisha thus inspired by our actions is inspiring itself. Yet, however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Yulmor, we have matters to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Begluck's studies have bore fruit in our absence. Why'd you have to walk through me? Alright, well, off to the Crystarium then. Hi, Kaisher. I did get another orchestrium roll, so let's use it. Alright. And Docile Gate. binocular, please. Whew. That was eventful.
Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Yulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and after some considerable soul-searching, he chose to accept the post. It's a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Ore site? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference and concluded at length that White Ore site was ill-suited for the purposes. But Urianger, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of Nasian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we were with Beglug's invaluable insight, would indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as our scythe doth require. Thus the shedding of these fleshy simulacra, and the surfeit of ether which compromiseth them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. And it would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the Ore site instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process. Which is why we have abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began.
Not necessarily.
When our discussions turned to the transfers of memories and the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Throat, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Uni? I speak of the royal Eye of Allegan, the Allegan Imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower.
Ah, so here's the text that happens if you did the Crystal Tower, but now that it's required, everyone's gonna be seeing it.
If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best Throat return to the source and inform Kryl and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear that we made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you.
Bye, Urianger. Go be with your husband and your adoptive daughter.
Give our regards to Tataru, won't you?
Luckily, I have my return point set to Revenant's Toll. So if I die in the first, I pop back there. Weep. Hello, I am back.
Throat, you're back! How did everything go at the first? Wait, don't tell me. Kryl will be here shortly and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. Gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here.
I'm gonna cover this next time, actually. So, we started here and we're ending here. So I'm gonna go on ahead and stop the recording. I actually thought we'd be done 12 minutes ago. So yeah, next time we'll finish up this because I have a feeling I know what's coming up and it's going to take about 15-20 minutes to do. And yeah, we'll pick this up on Saturday. After I'm done with the rest of this last quest for patch 5.1, I'll take care of the weekly storyline thing with the Alliance raid, and then I'll start 4.2. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys. How about we pick this up tomorrow? Or Friday. Instead of on Saturday. I still intend to stream on Saturday, but there's going to be another stream in addition to that. So either tomorrow or Friday, there's going to be a stream. We'll continue the main scenario then. So take it easy, and I'll see you guys then.